Hi guys, welcome back. So today in this video we are going to talk about the AI of the future. And no, we are not going to talk about AGI or singularity or those kind of things. Instead, we are going to talk about how to build a mindset and a framework to ensure that you can leverage AI into your daily activities, and in this evolving world of AI, you can stay relevant for upcoming AI challenges or the productivity challenges that comes with it. Instead, we are going to talk about how to build a mindset and a framework on leveraging AI capabilities into your workflows and be ready for the future innovations, because we know AI is evolving at a fast pace and it has been pervasive enough to enter different domains like your workspaces, content creation, critical thinking, research, and many more. So in this video, I am going to talk about a general approach that I have built throughout my experiences, and I will plug that approach to 4 different personas so we can see that how in real life we can implement this overall framework. And then I'll show you a 5-layer tool map so you can build a structural thought process around which kind of AI tools to leverage for whatever use cases you have. After that, we'll wrap it up with top 5 high leverage AI skills that can help you stay ready and relevant for AI in the future. Myself ASR, I have been active in this Myself, ASR, I have been active in this field of AI for more than a couple of years now, and I have hands-on approach on building solutions for different kinds of on-premise or enterprise-grade cloud-based infrastructure. And by this channel, I want to share my learning so that we can collectively move towards an AI literate society. So let's get started. So before we outline the general approach, I would like to discuss that most people start with the wrong questions when they want to work with AI. Usually they start which AI tool to use, and this is like you are at a hardware store and you are looking at chainsaws, power drills, or other kind of high-end equipment, but you don't know what you want to do with it. So you can understand that where it might go wrong and how it might go wrong. So let's go through the approach that will help you to avoid these kind of wrong questions or pitfalls while entering into the AI world, and it will help you to structurize your thoughts and ensure that you are not going in the wrong direction when you are working with AI. And this is a 5 steps process. As you can see on your screen, it starts with identifying the pain points where you want to implement your AI. Then the next step is about classifying which AI impact area in which you want to implement the AI. I'll talk more details about it, don't worry. So the step 3 is about choosing your own deployment lane. And by deployment lane, I mean what kind of workspace or domain in which you want to implement AI. It might be your personal life, it might be your working environment, or other kind of community works or different kinds of domains in which you might want to leverage AI to expedite your work. So yeah, this step is about that. In step 4, we will talk about how to add guardrails to the AI, which is a very important step because you need to ensure that you can control AI's behavior and you can control the AI's output. Otherwise, it is very difficult to scale and make big complicated solutions from AI. And in the final step, we will discuss how we can operationalize AI. So using it, testing it as a model and iterating with it in isolation is a different thing. But if we are not able to plug it into different workflows, then the learning and the growth that we can have is still going to be very restricted in nature. So these are the 5 steps. Let's go through them one by one. So let's talk about step 1. Build a pain point inventory. This is a very crucial step because all of the tasks are not suitable to implement AI. There are certain types of tasks which are either very repetitive and frequent in nature, or they are mentally, cognitively very heavy for you, or they might produce a simple kind of a deliverable like emails or chat responses or those kind of things. So if you build this kind of pain point inventory for you as a first step, it will help you to streamline on what kind of task in which AI can be implemented, and it will save you a lot of frustration on why these things are not working or AI is rubbish. You can avoid these kind of pitfalls. Now for the step 2, you have to analyze what kind of AI impact you want to make with your tasks. So there are 5 different types of impact areas in which AI can be implemented. You can see them on your screen. First one is synthesize. Here you are generating text or video or different kinds of images as well, but at least you are generating something based on what kind of guidance you have provided to it. The next category is about transform. So Here you already have an output, some kind of text, article, image or video, and you want to transform it. You want to edit it, and for that you don't want to use any native tools. You want to implement AI so that it can think like you and make the edits according to you. This is a very good kind of AI impact area. The third impact area is reasoning. The type of task in which you have to actually think a lot, you have to undergo a lot of theory, and you have to understand different kinds of steps and algorithms, how to follow them, how to execute them. They're like a complicated thought process that you like to go through, either while designing your day or planning your timetable, or more complicated things around building budget plans and those kind of things. So yeah, these are those kind of complicated tasks in which a lot of reasoning is involved, and you can use AI to do that instead of you. The fourth major category is called retrieval or grounding, and this is the impact area in which you provide certain kind of documentation to AI. Might be your policies, your documents, or your journal, any kind of documentation. It can be text or image or video, everything, but you ensure that the AI gives you response based on this documentation itself. It's a very useful impact area for those kind of tasks where you have a large set of knowledge base, and you want an AI to go through this knowledge base and give you responses which are grounded in this your documentations only. The fifth and the most cutting edge part of the AI impact area is to act. And by act, we mean building automation workflows where AI can take action based on the context that you have provided and do basic activities like routing your workflows to specific areas, building responses to your email, sending responses, automating your daily reports, those kind of things. So the step number 3 is to choosing your deployment lane, those kind of things. So the step number 3 is to choosing your deployment lane. And it is also a very crucial step because this depends from case to case, but you might be restricted to use AI in your workspace, so you don't have an option to choose that deployment lane. Usually there are 3 kinds of deployment lanes. One is your personal area in which you can work around different kinds of personal activities, day-to-day activities. You can automate stuff around that. The second deployment lane is your workspace. These days organizations are understanding that the AI cannot be avoided and it needs to be incorporated in the workspace to increase productivity. So this is a very valid deployment lane these days, but you need to understand your organization principle to you choose this deployment lane. So the third type of deployment lane is a bit more hybrid in nature. It is about working with teams, not the Microsoft teams we are talking about, the usual teams or the work groups that you create, either to solve challenges in your personal domain or in workspace. But yeah, collaborating with team is treated as a separate deployment lane because that requires a different kind of thinking around how to build and implement AI work. So step number 4 is to add guardrails before scaling your AI solutions, and it is a very crucial step because AI can hallucinate. We all know that it is not that much reliable. It is definitely not a deterministic solution. It is a probabilistic thing. So you cannot be 100% sure about what response you might get from AI. To reduce that kind of uncertainty, because most of the workflows and the type of algorithms we are used to are deterministic in nature, so we expect that from AI as well. We don't want it to go out of the context. We don't want it to use harmful language. We don't want it to take dangerous steps autonomously without your permission. And these kind of things are covered in this particular step to ensure that the AI is safe to use, and before scaling we can be sure that it will not backfire on us. The fifth and the last step, which is also a very crucial step, it is to operationalize AI. I mean, all of the steps that you have followed before it are leading to this part where you are now able to embed AI into your workflows. You are able to automate things with reliable solutions and a consistent performance. Once you reach this step, you start to understand the kind of true power that AI has and how it can actually help you to move very fast in your domain. Will seem magical to other people. If you want to learn more in depth about how to fundamentally think about AI performance and what kind of thought process you should have to leverage it into your workflows, check this video on the screen. The link is in the description. Now, let's plug this workflow into 4 different kinds of personas and see how they are implementing AI to understand more practically about what can be done with it. So the first persona is a business professional, and You understand, if you are working in management or HR or corporate or any kind of white collar job, your basic tasks are around to communicate, coordinate, build artifacts, and these are the areas where AI actually prints ROI. So let's talk about what kind of major key pain points do they have. So the key pain point for people falling in this persona category are as follows. Action items from high communication throughput, the description. Now let's plug this workflow into 4 different kinds of personas and see how they are implementing AI to understand more practically about what can be done with it. The first persona is a business professional, and you understand, if you are working in management or HR or corporate or any kind of white collar job, your basic tasks are around to communicate, coordinate, build artifacts, and these are the areas where AI actually prints ROI. So let's talk about what kind of major key pain points do they have. So the key pain point for people falling in this persona category are as follows. Action items from high communication throughput like your mails, reports, Slack, Teams message, etc. Decision compression activities, which involve collecting different kinds of information, analyzing them, and creating suggestions or recommendations on them. Business professionals do have to create different kinds of knowledge artifacts in their work life, like SOPs, product documentations, policy structures, those kind of things. And for collaboration and coordination, these guys do have to go to different kinds of follow ups, different kinds of SLA reminders, and yeah, these are also one of the main pain points. So here's the mindset. Treat AI like an over enthusiastic intern, which is fast, helpful, overconfident, and occasionally wrong. So yeah, you delegate, but you verify. So for this group of people, what kind of key AI engines or solution engines that we can think of? Let's go through them one by one. So the first workflow engine can be a briefing engine kind of things, where you ingest your meeting transcripts, your documentations, your guidelines, and ask AI to do stuff for you. At least this stuff can be of different nature. You might be extracting action items from a meeting report or MOM. You might be understanding the compliance quality to particular policies your business have designed, and many more kind of use cases. The second kind of engine is a decision engine, where we actually provide them with context around what kind of decision framework they have to follow, what kind of policies they have to ensure, and what kind of SOPs they need to be aware about to make different kinds of decisions. So the third kind of engine is where you can use AI as a workflow accelerator. You can do the brain dump on what kind of activity you are trying to achieve, take a first draft on that particular action from AI, understand it, and iterate over it to get to a final solution which you are happy about. So let's go through some tools which have high utility for this group. The best tool here is Microsoft Copilot because most of the organizations are working in Microsoft domains, and Microsoft has worked a lot in ensuring that the Copilot is available everywhere. And I mean everywhere, from your Azure cloud infrastructure to your different kind of workspace tools like Teams, Outlook, and then you have tools like Microsoft Word, PPT, Excel. Everywhere, if your organization allows it or you have the license for it, you can use Copilot to do any kind of task that you are stuck there and move forward faster. Another addition to this kind of tool is the Copilot Studio, where you can create your own custom copilots and you can ground them with company specific or domain specific information, so that the type of answers and the type of assistance you get is very highly nuanced in nature. These copilots can be connected to different tools and connectors as well, so that you can talk to different kinds of third-party services, collect information from them, and use it in your AI decision-making copilots. Similar to Microsoft Copilot, there is a Gemini, which is available in the Google Workspace, and it is equally effective, equally impactful. The new Gemini 3 Pro tools models are very good. It works in the same way for your GCP cloud infrastructure, for your Gmails, your Google Sheets, Google Slides. All of the Google ecosystem has been infused with these Gemini models, so you can talk to them right where you are working. And of course, there's ChatGPT. It has an enterprise-grade solution which can be used with safety by your organizations, and you can be free of worry about your data theft and privacy issues. And you can of course make some custom workflows using different tools like N8N workflows, Make, Zapier, these kind of tools. They help you to connect to different kinds of tools and services and plug LLM model in your workflow, so you can build a complicated multi-step process. The tools I've told you are in decreasing order of complexity. So if you're starting from zero, start with these co-pilots and then start building your understanding and your skills around how to customize them and how to make complicated workflows out of your understanding. So people who are lying in this group, I request them to go through their workflows and go through their daily activities, find out what are the key crucial pain point items, build an inventory of this, and then try going through the list of these tools and see which of these tools can help in addressing their pain points in an impactful way. So the next persona set is a mixture of two group of people who are closely interrelated, known as teachers and students. This is a group where AI can prove as a very useful tool and they can leverage it into their workflows by the virtue of the level of unstructured data that they deal in and the type of use cases they go through or the type of pain points they feel. AI is a very suitable upgrade in those domains to help them move faster and achieve more. One caveat I'd like to mention for this particular group is that it is very easy to convert the AI into an answering machine rather than a tool which is helping them in understanding or learning new concepts. So this is a kind of a slippery slope where you can find yourself falling into if you are not careful about learning and you are just careful about getting the right answers. So let's go through key pain points that the members of this group feel. I will divide it into two sections, teachers and students, and go through them one by one. So for the teachers, the first key pain point is lesson planning and differentiation. By differentiation here, I mean ensuring that the lesson plan is inclusive of different kinds of students with different backgrounds, so everybody can learn and grow together. So this is a high leverage task because it is repetitive. First of all, it needs the teacher to incorporate large amount of data in their thinking about the students, about the new batch, about the changing curriculum. So all of this information, if you can leverage AI to build it, it will be a very good use case for you guys. The second major pain point that teachers go through is designing assessments, assignments, test cases, and then going through them, reviewing them, and ensuring enough level of clarity is provided so student can learn from this assignment and identify their gap and move forward in a more productive way. This is also a very high leverage point because all of this is just text only. You create all the assignments, question papers, and other artifacts which are basically just PDF copies, and AI is very good with text, and the level of thinking that needs here and the level of creativity that needs to be incorporated to ensure that the things are not repeating. These are great sweet spots for AI to incorporate. Students face different kinds of pain points, but they are equally viable for AI implementation. The first one that I would talk about is to have a on-demand tutor at hand, and every student, once they have gone through school, they would realize that asking repetitive questions, no matter how much teacher says that it is okay, it is not okay, the annoyance is shown in their face, and that creates a friction where students feel hesitant on asking more and more doubts. But this kind of issue, if you provide an AI tutor to these students, will be resolved almost instantly because there is no judgment, there is no negative feedback from AI, and it is happy to answer your query how many times you ask, and it is never annoyed while repeating them. The other key pain point that students go through is having a good rubric on revision of their concepts. So basically AI can help you in building flashcards, revision tests and sample test questions, simulate different kinds of Viva or testing environments so that you can practice whatever you have learned and be confident about the concepts that you have mastered. And last but not the least, one major pain point for students is to ensure that they have a proper study plan, they have a proper timetable in place, and it is not affected and it is accommodating to the kind of different requirements on the subjects that they have. So this is also a very good use case for AI. If you can tell them their syllabus, if you can tell them the timeline, and if you tell them what kind of subjects you want to focus more than others, it will properly accommodate those requests and build you a plan which you can follow very easily. So what are the major tools that can be leveraged by this user group? So if you look at the internet, there are lots of services in the market. For example, Khan Migo is an AI assistant from Khan Academy, and similar assistants are also provided by different universities, which can be used as an on-the-demand tutor, and based on the subject and the concepts you want to know, it will help you to move along with them. There are also other different kinds of tools like Notebook LM in Google or projects function in ChatGPT or Anthropic. So these kind of tools actually help you to ground the AI model in your particular documents and knowledge. And then you can talk to these models well and get responses which are actually accurate and are coming from your textbooks and your references, not from any kind of unverified source from the internet. So many companies these days are building campus level AI workspaces where all of the students and teachers can collaborate with each other, use AI services to automate their basic tasks and ensure that everybody is learning on a verified platform and with grounded and guardrailed models, so that there is no misconfusion about what is the correct formula for a plus b square. So as a practical tip I would like to give to students that they need to build a strict discipline and regimen around how they want to learn and how they want to use AI, because as I mentioned earlier, it's a very slippery slope and you can easily go down the path where you are using AI just to get your answers quickly and write down on the note and not actually learning anything. So yeah, beware of that. And for teachers, I would like to say if you are using AI agents in your teaching activities or other admin works in the class, ensure that your AI models are properly guardrailed and they are properly secured and grounded, so that there is no data leakage and there is no scope of building your concepts on false information, which is a very dangerous thing to do in education. So the next group of user persona comprises of two different kinds of people: entrepreneurs and business owners. So this is a group which can leverage AI to make impact which are still inconceivable. Entrepreneurs, for example, can expand their skill set to large extent and cover all of the different business processes they want to own to run a successful startup or launch something from 0 to 1. And even if they want to grow from 1 to 10 or 10 to 100, there are lots of automations which AI can offer, and it will help them save a cost and move very fast. Business owners, on the other hand, can leverage AI very impactfully. They can have a lot more visibility about their business and they can exert a lot more control on their processes just by leveraging LLMs in their workflows. And it will help them a lot to understand how they can use AI to fill gaps in their organization. So, what are the key pain points for this group? The pain points for this group are slightly different in nature compared to the earlier groups, because here mostly these pain points are lying around those kind of business processes which are not the core competency of these entrepreneurs or business owners, but still they are an important part to run a successful business and they need good amount of control over those processes as well. So let's go through them one by one. These are just illustrative, more will be there and that changes from case to case. So the first pain point that I face where AI can help out a lot is customer acquisition and customer support. This is a part of the business which is very crucial. Once you move out from 0 to 1 tendencies and start serving customers, there is a whole new domain about the feedbacks that are coming from customer and the way you can create an impression of your products on the customer that evolves very rapidly. And to ensure that you are able to cater to different kinds of customers who are interested in your products and services, you need to ensure that you can leverage AI for scalable customer service, where you can use chatbots or different kinds of customer service supports, and you can create automation workflows to route customer inquiries or any kind of after sales service that you are providing. People are building valid business models on implementing AI to do the customer service support for different clients. The next key pain point I would like to mention is the business operations. So business operations are already a set of very complicated interconnected processes which are working in coherence to ensure that the business is running smoothly and it is making the impact that it is designed for. There are lots of tools for automation in these kind of business processes are available in the market. So in this scenario, the key pain point is those manual labor intensive stage gates where the executives might have to collect a lot of information, analyze all that information, understand and align it with business policies and rules, and take a decision to move forward in the process. AI can help you in all of this, and it can readily give you a suggestion on what kind of such decision you need to make here, and it will save you a lot of hours and it will relieve you with a lot of mental stress. The third key pain point that I have observed for this particular group is maintaining visibility around your financial and operational KPIs. So usually entrepreneurs or business owners, they used to rely on analysts to give them timely reports on their business performance, so they can make decision out of it. Nowadays, you can build a chatbot who is connected to different tools and services, and it can help you get this information right on demand. And the last but not the least, very major pain point is going through multiple iteration and refining your product when it is in the design stage. If you can build a good amount of strategy around how you are designing and iterating over your products, and you can explain that to AI, it will help you to expedite this process, create multiple iterations faster without relying on subject matter experts from different domains, and it will save you a lot of cost as well as time. So as a practical tip from my end to this group, start thinking your business into different kinds of engine, like demand engine, customer service engine, operations engine, those kind of engines, which are already comprising of different kinds of complicated processes, but they are now redesigned in a way that you have incorporated AI agents at different kinds of stage gates in these processes, and where you are incorporating human in the loop controls to ensure that there is an accountable person who is making decision, and you can build a feedback loop for this kind of human in the loop actions over different kinds of AI suggestions. So with time, your AI will learn from its own mistakes, and the type of robustness that you will get in your process will increase only. So let's go through what are the key essential tools that this group can leverage. So as a disclaimer, the type of tools that are useful for this group are a bit advanced in nature, because basic chat GPT queries and chatting are not gonna cut it. Everybody is doing that. There is no edge in it. So the first tool that I want to mention for this category is Google's CCAI, or Contact Center AI. This is a contact center as a service that Google has developed with agentic AI capabilities. And here, business owners or entrepreneurs can build their own customer support processes infused with AI support, and they can run their own business logics or ticket routing or SLA logics on these systems to ensure that they are able to achieve the type of customer experience they want to provide. Another set of tools is these kind of workflow builders like N8N, Make, Zapier, or different kinds of custom agent builders like custom GPTs or Copilot Studio, so where you can ground the model in your own business policies and documentations. You can design these kind of multi-step processes where you know what happens at each step, and you need a person for that, which can be automated. You just can get to the N8N or these kind of workflow builders, and you will start building this as a flowchart, integrate the LLMs and different kinds of tools in those nodes, and voila, you have a workflow at your hand. One more peculiar category of tool which is very suitable for this particular group is a large suite of content creation platforms that are being developed, which are agentic in nature. For example, you have OpenArt or Higgsfield, or Google AI Studio also helps you in building these kind of things. But basically, you can expedite and automate a lot of your content creation process, which is subjective to the domain of your business and the type of branding that you are doing. You can feed all of those information and ground AI models in this platform with that particular knowledge, and it will help you create content very quickly with just prompts. You don't need video editors, graphic designers, or those kind of capabilities. Although I would suggest you have one graphic designer instead of 10 who is operating these tools and building content for you. That's a much reliable way to do it. And the last set of tool for this group is around content and knowledge management. If you belong to this group and watching this video, you might relate with this particular use case, because nobody likes to do documentation on the work that they have already done. But we all know that without documentation, the business will cease to exist. So we have a lot of tools like Notion AI or different kinds of projects or tools which are provided by ChatGPT, Anthropic, Gemini, which you can use to take notes, to manage the content. You can distribute your content, upgrade it, update it periodically, and ensure that the latest version is available for everyone. So before we move on to the next group, one more tip I would like to provide for this particular group of users. The impact is huge, but at the same time, the risks are enormous, because if you are losing face in front of customers because you have deployed a poorly designed AI agent, the cost that you might incur cannot be calculated. So whenever you are building these kind of agent or agentic automations which are actually working in real life and in your business processes and making real impact, give a lot of efforts on ensuring that it is performing properly. Think about building evaluation harnesses to control AI models performance and tweak them whenever you want to. Ensure that you are building enough guardrails, instilling proper responsible AI behavior, and you are building evaluation harnesses to monitor the AI performance and monitor any kind of performance drift that you might face. In last persona that I want to talk about are our very own engineers. If you're not an engineer but you're a doctor, still you can take some notes from this. So this is a group which first of all involves all sorts of engineers, not only software engineers, because AI is for everyone, of course. And this group has a natural propensity to use AI in a very effective way by the virtue of the knowledge that they have about their subject matters and the clarity that they have on the processes that they execute. So the type of steps they do, the type of thinking they do, the type of algorithms they have to develop, they can think very clearly around that. And that level of clarity, if you provide to AI, it will make it a powerhouse. But there's an also issue with this group, particularly because they comes with a lot of knowledge, they come with a lot of baggage, they are resistant to new different kinds of processes, and since they are trained to think in a deterministic way, any kind of solution which is not 100% reliable is not enticing enough for them. So let's go through key pain points that this group suffers from. The major key pain point that this group goes through is the translation of specifications into real implementation activities. So the issue here is, and if you are from this group, you might be able to relate. Once you start building and once you start showing your progress to the clients or the customers, only then we get the clarity around what kind of misalignment on expectation is there between these two groups. This is a major issue. That's why this agile as a workflow process exists, because a lot of things are iterative in nature and you have to go through them multiple times, refining different aspects of your products or service to ensure that the final outcome is as per the customer's requirement. AI can help you a lot in this use case. For example, we have discussed earlier also, it can help you in quickly going over iterations and building first drafts very quickly, and that applies for your products as well. You can create a minimum viable product very quickly or even a proof of concept and start showing it to customer to obtain feedback and align on what are the requirements are without putting that much effort and that much thought process that you would have given in earlier days. Another key pain point that engineers go through is the limited design exploration opportunity that they get to build a really good product. Usually, when the requirements are coming from business, design exploration is the part that they consider as a waste. And this is a part which actually is loved by all the engineers. They would love to try different approaches to solve a one particular problem and choose the best approach from it. Unfortunately, because of this kind of misalignment in incentives, engineers usually don't get that much time on properly iterating and going through different kinds of design variations. Sometimes it is because of the lack of time that they have. Sometimes it is because every iteration takes a lot of effort and it does not make sense financially to go through all those iterations. So now this kind of pain point is something which can be addressed by AI very smoothly, because first of all, if you have given it a proper context around what kind of problem you are solving and you just want variations, this is what AI is for. It can give you a lot of variations very quickly. You can go through them, understand them. Even if you're building something concrete like a 3D model for an object or even a code for a software, AI can help you a lot in getting very quickly to those POC and MVP stage and match your notes for different kinds of variations that it has provided you, so that you can choose the best viable options that you are satisfied with. The next key pain point for this group is going through multiple different kinds of simulations and case studies while making decisions. This falls a little bit into research and science field as well, but still it is a very big pain point because simulations are expensive to run if they are properly run on a good amount of authentic data, and then it takes a lot of time to set up these simulations and run them again. And usually if you want to take a decision, you will be running case studies of different kinds of simulations. You have to wait for them, you have to reset another one, instigate another one, record all the outcomes, make analysis on that, and then decide the best viable solution here also. And AI can automate everything for you. If you can give it enough context around what kind of simulations you are running, it can help you design case studies automatically. It can run those simulations automatically. You don't have to wait and sit in front of computer to do that. So it will save you a lot of time and effort, and at the same time it will not reduce the impact or the quality of the work that you are doing. The next key pain point is the documentation and compliance overhead these engineers have to go through. If you ask 10 software engineers, 9 out of them will definitely point out documentation is their most hated activity. It is important, everybody knows that, but still they hate doing it, and AI can happily take this workload off you. And one more key pain point, which is specific to software engineers, but engineers nonetheless, is debugging and testing the softwares. A lot of it is already addressed. You just need to understand which tools to use to ensure that these kind of testing and debugging activities, you can leverage AI to do that. It can go through different kinds of error, run different kinds of tests to understand why the product or why the code is failing, and it can help you create a plan on how to rectify it. If you want, you can use AI to do the rectification, or you can do it manually yourself if you want that level of control. So what are the key tools that are suitable for this group? First of all, this is also a complicated user group. They don't have simplistic requirements from AI on understanding or learning a concept, but they have requirements which are complicated multi-step workflows with a lot of knowledge work involved and analytics involved in that. So the type of workflow creators that are available, as I mentioned earlier also, Anytech, Make, Zapier, any of those, they are very useful for engineers because they can think in workflows and they have clarity on what needs to happen at particular step. If they can design it in properly through these tools, they can automate a lot of cognitive workload off from them. So they can use their time more impactfully on doing innovative thinking rather than doing monotonous work. So the next set of tool is kind of a mixed package. This depends on which kind of domain these engineers are working in. They need to understand what kind of models that have been trained in that domain and that can be leveraged right away. For example, if you are a structural engineer working on finite element analysis or these kind of complicated design activities, there are models called physics informed neural networks that can help you do these kind of elemental analysis in fraction of time that usually takes on these big softwares like ANSYS and others. These kind of models, like different kinds of coding models you can see which can be used by software engineers. Different kinds of fine-tuned models are available for image and vision capabilities which you can use to do compliance check on your engineering drawings or do other types of physics-based reasoning on these kind of engineering and assembly drawings. Just an example. And since this group lives in complicated workflows which needs to be very deterministic or very accurate in nature because the business or the overall progress of technology depends on that, it is helpful for this group to understand about different kinds of evaluation harnesses or different kinds of model monitoring tools that are available like LangSmith or LangFuse or different kinds of harness or different kinds of evaluation frameworks that are built to ensure that when these AI models are in production, they can be monitored, and if they are crossing the acceptable limits of error in their performance, engineers can be made aware of these issues in a timely manner and they can act on it, refine the AI performance and ensure that it stays within acceptable limits. So one practical tip for this group is to understand this fact that there is no quick and easy way of incorporating AI in these workflows because they need correct answers, accurate answers again and again without much variation. That is very much against the nature of AI in itself. So you need to understand the behavior, you need the necessary exposure to AI responses and performances so you can develop an intuition around how AI performs or how AI reacts to your queries, and that will help you to build an understanding on how effectively you can implement it in your workflows. Next, we should take a deeper look at the plethora of these AI tools that are available in the market. They might range from simple chatbots to fully agentic automated systems. So it will be very helpful to build a utility framework in which we can place these tools, and it helps us to comprehensively understand their capabilities and the situations in which type of tool should be used. So I consider this as a 5-layered structure in which each layer contains certain set of AI tools which are similar in capabilities and the power that they provide to the user. So let's go through these layers one by one. Everything starts with layer 1. This is a very basic layer where you are just getting into using AI tools and you need to develop a mindset on how they react to your queries and how many different kinds of use cases in which you can utilize AI and be productive. ChatGPT, everybody knows it from OpenAI. The other one is Claude from Anthropic, and The Google's Gemini is also providing you the similar capabilities, and after Gemini 3.0 it has been as good as these guys also for this particular use case. So there are other players also in the market, but the type of utilities that are provided by these three platforms, like your projects, agents, different types of tools, connectors, that is very much mature, and it will help you a lot to grow out into more advanced workflows by staying on these platforms. So the second layer of tool are the tools which are available right where you are working in your workspaces. Mostly I'm talking here professionally. Different kinds of tools are available. Mostly I'm talking about the professional use cases here. Usually if you are a Microsoft guy or your organization is a Microsoft oriented organization, you will have access to different kinds of co-pilots. These co-pilots are active at all their different workspaces, be it your Microsoft Excel, PPT, Word, Project, Dynamics. All of the Microsoft 365 ecosystem is infused with co-pilots. They can help you resolve your queries and remove all the blockers so that you can move ahead faster with these apps. Similar kind of ecosystem is provided by Gemini for its Google Workspace, and it is very powerful. You can just by commands make tasks, connect applications, create interconnected Google Workspace workflows. So consider this layer as an upgrade of layer 1. Layer 1 was something which you are doing in your personal life. Here, this is something which you are doing in your work life. So from the third layer, we start thinking about grounding our agents or AI models into the custom knowledge that we have. Now, this is a separate layer because till now you were just reacting to whatever knowledge AI has been provided by either the platform providers or by the virtue of the data that they have been trained on. So if you're a knowledge worker, in a typical day, you might have to take decisions where you have to sieve through different kinds of business documents, reports, comments from your mails and communication, as well as different kinds of policy articles and large set of PDF around what has happened. So if these kind of decisions you have to make on a very frequent basis, you can start thinking of using tools which are lying in this layer, because now you are providing these documents directly to the AI model and you are asking it to give you relevant reports or excerpts or specific summaries from these documents. So they are going through the document and doing the grunt work instead of you, and this is a very good level up in your productivity. To build this kind of grounded agents, different kinds of platform provide different kinds of utilities. For example, in ChatGPT, you might get an option to build your own custom GPTs where you provide them your own system prompts and your custom knowledge. Similar kind of utility is provided in the form of a feature named projects. There also you can have multiple chats which can access through each other, as well as they have a central database to refer to. Similar to ChatGPT's projects, Claude also provides you a projects feature, and in Gemini I think it's called Gems, but essentially they are all the same. You just provide them some system prompt and some custom knowledge and voila, they are ready to give you very specific and nuanced answer based on your custom information. At layer D, you start shifting gears. Now you start thinking of building custom workflows, and there are different tools like N8N, Zapier, or even enterprise grade tools like Agent Builder from OpenAI, or in Microsoft Azure AI provides you with AI Foundry. Google Vertex AI provides you with the similar workflow builders. The options are endless and not important. The concept is important. The concept is usually, so think of it like you're working on some kind of software which helps you build process maps like Visio or else. But here at different steps of these process maps you are drawing, you can also double click on them and do different kinds of configurations like plugging LLMs or connecting to different tools or executing different kinds of gate logics. And essentially, if you have a well thought out process that you have mapped in these workflows and properly plugged with LLMs as well as different kinds of third-party APIs or code tools or different kinds of requirements that you have in those workflow steps. So when the workflow is finished, you can integrate into your personal or business processes, and it will automate a large set of activities which were very repetitive to you and were taking a lot of your time, but not anymore. So at the layer E, you are already at a very mature stage. You have created your own personal workflows. You have plugged in LLMs from different providers as per your needs, and now this is a stage where you want to understand how to get the most out of it. This is the stage where the different kinds of tools which are very advanced and mostly for AIs which are working in production environments and used by a lot of users, and they need to be reliable and consistent in their performance. Usually different kinds of frameworks or libraries are available in the market. So these frameworks, you can plug it into your solutions and they will help you to record AI activities, and they will also provide you analytics around how well the AI is performing on different kinds of functional targets it is provided, how well it is doing on certain parameters like perplexity or faithfulness. And since you are able to see where AI is doing good and where it is lacking, it gives you a strategy on how to improve the further performance of AI. So before wrapping this up, let's quickly rewind through all the skills about AI that we have discussed in this video. I will go through the top 5 high leverage skills that, irrespective of any persona, if you have learned them, it will certainly give you an edge over those who don't know it. So the first skill is problem definition and task decomposition. You should always think of outlining and defining a problem to much level of extent so that it becomes clear on which direction you need to think about the solution for it. It's an age-old advice, but it is very much important to keep in mind when you are working with AI. After outlining the problem, you can think about the different kinds of tasks that are required to reach toward the solution, and you can decompose these tasks in a very clear-cut manner. So you can explain it in clarity to AI and it can follow those steps to reach to the particular solution that you want to. These steps also act as stage gate where you can review AI's progress at each step before moving on to the next one. So the next key skill is context engineering. It means providing AI a knowledge base where you have clarity on what kind of information you are feeding at what stage and in what way. Your understanding about whether to do the fine tuning or whether to build a RAG database comes under this skill only. There are usually 3 ways in which you provide context to AI. First is at the prompt level itself, where you feed all the relevant information in the prompt that you provide, either via system prompt, which is used in each call, or via user prompt, which is dynamic and changes with every call. The second level of context engineering is to provide the AI model with some level of documents. We discussed different kinds of utilities like ChatGPT, Anthropic projects, Gemini Gem. They all help you to add different kinds of documentations. You can also provide documentations on a regular basis while chatting with these models also. That is also one way. You can build your own custom RAG databases. If your context is very large and it needs to be systematically ingested, you can build your own custom vector databases. We have a lot of them in market. So if you want to fundamentally change the behavior of AI model and you want to bake in your custom knowledge directly into the weights of the model, you need to do the fine tuning. It's a very expensive and last resort kind of way, and usually if you're able to get the behavior from AI via upper 2 levels, just go through that. You should keep fine tuning as a last resort only. This is a very useful skill to have because if you want to go beyond the usual chat conversations that you have with AI models, if you want to plug it into LLMs, you need to understand how you can get a structured output from it. Usually the structured output is in form of a JSON snippets where we have different kinds of key value pairs, and these keys are usually crucial to pass on certain kind of information from one step to the next. And this level of consistency is the only way we can build, and this level of information contracting is the only way different kinds of nodes can talk to each other. So the workflows are not possible if you are not able to get a structured output from an AI. The fourth skill is using LLMs via API. So the APIs are the very core product of any of these large AI provider services like OpenAI, Anthropic or Google. ChatGPT is just a side effect. They had designed their services, their own SDKs and developer experiences and developer portals so that people can use these APIs, plug these LLMs into their own digital interfaces and work with them. If you are able to do it, that means you have gone beyond the AI user to an AI developer, and it's a big step to achieve if you are trying to master AI as a technology. And the fifth skill, which is going to be very crucial in the coming future, is how to measure AI's performance. So we all know AI is probabilistic in nature. It will never give a fixed response twice, but the nature of response still needs to align with the type of queries that users are asking, and it needs to maintain a level of quality and consistency in its responses. But how do you measure that? That is where this skill comes in, where we understand about different kinds of evaluation frameworks and different kinds of guardrail frameworks, how they can be implemented in different tools and platforms, and how we can measure and analyze the AI performance so we understand what kind of further context engineering it needs, or what kind of different fine tuning it needs to improve its performance in the regions where it is lacking. So that was the wrap up of top 5 skills, and with it I would like to conclude this video. Thanks for bearing with me for this much time. I know it was a lengthy and theoretical video, but there are other playlists in this channel where videos are discussing practical steps and applications to leverage these kind of theoretical information and building great products. So feel free to check those videos out, and see you in the next one. Performance, so we understand what kind of further context engineering it needs, or what kind of different fine tuning it needs to improve its performance in the regions where it is lacking. So that was the wrap up of top 5 skills, and with it I would like to conclude this video. Thanks for bearing with me for this much time. I know it was a lengthy and theoretical video, but there are other playlists in this channel where videos are discussing practical steps and applications to leverage these kind of theoretical information and building great products. So feel free to check those videos out, and see you in the next one.